We discussed about how much supported you are by the divine energy and how much you feel supported really in your life. And sometimes we don't notice how much support we have, even though we walk on the street and we think it's good. Maybe that brick or the snow doesn't fall on your head but falls next to you, or falls 2 minutes before you go there, or the taxi driver just parks somewhere wrongly because you were just supposed to walk there somewhere and crash with him, but it didn't happen. And you can't even appreciate these miracles for you because
where you were protected.
You don't even understand that. You don't see it because you are just living in this bubble of protection of the divine. And why I'm talking about this, because I opened a book from Valery Sinelnikov today. We had it in the library. I just was searching something for my aunt, my mother's sister, and we wanted to give her some book. But I opened it and I read this beautiful heart-opening story for you all. So please listen to this story. I'll try to translate it in English while I read it in my own language. So here we go. One person after his death asked God, maybe asked universe, to show him his whole life path. And he was surprised when he found out that next to his steps, there were another pair of steps walking, like looking like it was walking next to him. And he said, Father, whose steps are these? And Father said, the God, the divine said, these are my steps. I was always by your side. And then the person who died said, but in the hardest times of my life, it was only one pair of steps. Father, why did you not support me, and why were you not with me when I needed your help and support? Why did you leave me? You see, there's only one pair of steps. And he said, the God said, the divine said, you're a really ungrateful person, because in those hardest cases, in your hardest situation of your life, I carried you.
Oh.
In my arms.
Oh. That's why there was only one set of steps.
Yeah. Was it understandable?
Beautiful. Yeah, that's very heart-opening, very moving, and it just is another reminder how much supported we are always. Once I got into an accident with my scooter when I was going to school. The scooter was totaled, but I was quite fine. I had a small wound on my finger, and I was really safe. You know, the cars were able to stop behind me immediately. I slided on the icy roads, so I was really absolutely lucky in that. And my buddy was, when I went to school, he was like, my gosh, Raphael, if you just left 2 minutes earlier, it wouldn't have happened to you. If you left 2 minutes later, it wouldn't have happened to you. But still, I was so protected in that moment. I was absolutely safe. And in that moment, I was just concerned about, oh no, my scooter, and now I have to call the police and deal with all these things, and it's so annoying. But I didn't have time to appreciate how grateful I could be for this situation, that I was really so protected, so safe. And throughout my life, I always said to me, when I was scared or I didn't feel safe in a certain environment or with certain people, that I am protected and I'm always safe. And Petra and me, we are constantly, wherever we go, whatever we do, we say we are always protected, we are always safe. We always say that to each other.
I learned that from you to say it.
And when I feel, for example, that the roads are a bit dangerous to drive, I always imagine us safely having arrived at our destination and enjoying ourselves and everything is calm. We always do that also when we travel.
Once when I was fasting a lot, I was playing with energy a little bit, because, you know, when you don't play with food, you play with energy, you have nothing else to do. So I was driving and I was thinking, wow, I'm actually bigger than this car. My energy field, or my energy, or whatever we call it, my aura can be like 20 meters or even more ahead of me and all around me. And it was also very icy winter, and I was driving and I was like, okay, so the bubble I'm in is going to protect me all the way, and it can only bring me only good ride to the work or wherever I went. And I didn't have to, I was like, wow, that's really cool concept. So you might try it also for you. If you go somewhere, just try to just tune into the fact or this frequency that your energy field, your electric body, your electromagnetic signal around your body is so big. And your energy is so strong, as we talked in a previous video. Once your energy is very strong, you will be having stronger energy than others because you have intention. Then you will be protected once your energy is that big. You will be just protected and supported by the divine. It's really beautiful. I wanted to share this story with you today because it is so beautiful and heart-opening if you imagine that you are cared for and guided, and you can care for somebody else as well with this open heart.
Yeah, and if you would remind yourself in these hard moments, in these challenging times that you have to go through, that you are carried by the divine energy, that can give you such a relief and such a knowingness that you are gonna get through this well. My father was once planning to go on a trip, and I was sitting on the couch, and about a week before he left, I had this shock, like this horror in me, like, oh, something is not going to be safe about that trip. Something is not okay. I have to tell him. And I had really a strong urge to tell him that he should postpone it or he shouldn't go, because I had some intuition, some feeling that it isn't safe. But then I thought, my father would never not go just because I have some intuition or something like that. So I decided to change it in the future, change it right now, the future, and make it safe. And I just, in a matter of 2-3 minutes, I decided he's going to be safe, he's protected, and all is well. And I don't even have to mention it anymore, and it is done. It is done, and I let it go, and of course everything was fine. And we are also doing this together when she's going somewhere alone or I'm going somewhere alone, that we are, first of all, when we have some strange feeling, we are imagining the other person safe and well, and just the knowingness that we're always protected.
I once was after Dr. Joe Dispenza's retreat. It was my first retreat ever. I didn't understand a thing about Dr. Joe. I didn't know how big it is. It was 2018. So you can imagine I really wasn't aware that we have to read all the books and know all the knowledge and stuff like that. So I was on the retreat. I felt a little bit weird and a little bit like in a different world, you know. I wasn't like really super convinced that I'll do that work. And I came home kind of like, I didn't do this. You know, we were falling into this safety net and we were doing this surrender activity, and I was a bit disappointed about it because I didn't do that activity because I had some problems with my spine. I was sleeping on the floor just to be protected, and I needed hard mattresses. So when I was traveling for jobs and so on, I was always in a hotel sleeping on the floor on a yoga mat. I don't know why it was like this. Why did I have to sleep on the ground? But it was also having a lot of other benefits for me because I always slept on the same surface, so I felt like I'm always in the same place. You know, you don't recognize.
Have to adjust to these weird beds.
And you wake up somewhere and you are like transported into that place, then you don't know that you are somewhere else. Sometimes it's funny. But anyways, I was supposed to go with my mother and my sister by car into shopping center or somewhere after the retreat, and they were just like rushing, and we were collecting ourselves and our things, and we were supposed to sit in a car. My mother ran downstairs and I was like, yeah, I'm going with you, and I'll just put on my pants. And I started to put on my pants. And then I had stop. And I had like a stop, and I said, and it was like clear signal, no, you're not going, I'm not going, you know? And 30 minutes later, they call me, they got in a car crash. They are all safe, they were fine, but they had a little moved neck, you know, with this neck spine. When you get into the car crash, it moves the neck, and they had to wear this collar, or I don't know how to say it. And if I did that with my spine problems, it would be really unpleasant situation for me, and it would be really not good. So I think, I don't know if they would get into the car crash with me because I had such energy after Dr. Joe Dispenza's retreat, or if I was supposed to go or not. But I didn't stop them. I didn't interact with their timing to go, but I just decided to not go into that car. Yeah,
it's clear as day, right?
And I was then so analyzing that situation, and I couldn't find out why it happened and what. Everybody was safe, and after that my mother had to process it a little bit, but now it's all absolutely clear as a day, absolutely like clean slate, you know, the people who were involved in that situation. But it was really strange. So if you have sometimes this weird signal and it doesn't come from your mind, it's like, no, you're not doing it, and you catch it. Maybe I was just sensitive to it now after the Dr. Joe Dispenza's retreat. I could hear it. Then I recommend to listen to it. And I'm not saying that something wrong is going to happen, but maybe you're just supposed to relax more and not involve yourself into, or immerse yourself into the shopping spree, and you should be in a calmness at home, you know. It doesn't have to be this dramatic, it doesn't have to be always dramatic.
Yeah, when you start to really tell yourself that you're always protected, that you're always safe, you're always carried or guided by the divine energy, then you will receive these signals in the future. You will automatically, the universe will support you, it will lead you in that direction, and you will know when you should not go somewhere or when you should stop somewhere. But I still have these signals sometimes, even while we are driving or when we are traveling, like something is not okay, and we clear it in the moment. We just imagine us being already well at that destination and not go into horror scenarios in our heads and start to worry about it. No, we know we're safe.
Yeah. And also today, for example, we have very cold weather. We have like -13 during the day, -8, -5. I don't know how it's in America, these degrees, but whatever, it's very, very cold. And we went outside with Ari. It's a daughter from Luna, from our dog of 13 years. I see Ari, and she looks very much alike like Luna, and she did so much stuff which she never does on ice, but Luna did that. Luna ran like crazy and ate snow, and Ari started to eat snow.
Luna was like scratching the ice on the surface.
Yeah, that was her thing. She was scratching ice, but she was running after. She picked some wood, and she wanted to go crazy with it, and she was playing like Luna, and Ari never really did it with us on ice, because we always took Luna without Ari, and Ari doesn't go to play with my father. She's like a working dog. She's not doing a lot of playing. So it was so surprising that I was thinking, oh, is it Luna's sign? But I believe more that it's our energy which basically makes her to do things which we are used to, you know. It's so funny. So if you are not able to create something in your life which is, you know, which you are really wanting to have in your life, maybe it's your energy which is still not allowing the field to like open up for this. You know, it is really crazy to sometimes create something valuable in your life because it has a value for you, but if you stop caring, if you just care less about it, you just will see it manifest right in front of your eyes.
It's a detachment. Yeah.
And to this question from this lady, how to manifest it.
I don't know if it's a lady or a man, but we had one comment here. She was asking, can a difficult, almost impossible situation ever manifest? I think it can, but what perhaps is getting in my way is the question.
I was manifesting our car being away from Switzerland. We've already shared it. I was manifesting it with Raphael so many times. We needed to leave. There was COVID. We couldn't pass the borders. The car wasn't working. They said in Switzerland that we have to put it to the trash, or how to call it. And the repair will be twice as expensive as the car itself, and so on. All of a sudden there was this solution out of nowhere, almost impossible solution, with this tiny weeny mini, like a razor and razor blade, and that solved our situation. We took the car and we could just go home 1,000 kilometers, like really long ride, like 12-hour ride in a car. We just did it. And it happened like a week or two before we were supposed to leave, right? We had no idea how the situation is going to go, but the universe knew how to help us, and it knew that we don't need to fix the car a month before. It knew that we have to have it fixed like a week or 10 days before. It was absolutely surprising, and if you are talking about impossible situation, this was one of those.
Yeah, and the things that are in our way is usually just a belief that we think it's too hard or it's not possible.
Yeah.
I'm also manifesting something that is so out of my scope of grasping it. Nobody in my family has ever done it. No friend has ever done it. It's something totally new. But I can't let this belief that it's too hard or impossible get into my way. I need to really put that aside. And the funny thing is, when we are using this law of manifestation and creation and attraction, that we are doing the opposite of what we have been conditioned to. Usually we work on something and then we get it, and once we get it, we have the emotional payoff. We feel like, yes, it has happened, I feel complete now. But we are doing it the opposite when we create from the fifth dimension. We are creating the feeling like it is complete now, I am already having it, and then the thing comes into our life. And this is going so much against our conditioning, our way of living, that it really takes a lot of practice.
So if you're really trying to manifest something impossible, which you think it's impossible, then it's good to change these words which you're using around this situation. For example, on, oh, it hasn't manifested yet, it's so hard, it's actually impossible, to something like, oh, they are working on it. Or whatever you trust. You always will say this, oh, they are working on it, universe works on it, yeah, I have to let you work on it. And just maybe you are manifesting this situation just to get into connection with something higher than you, and that's why it hasn't manifested yet, because you don't have such connection yet. So maybe that's the cause.
I love that. It's playful too,
But,
manifesting a house, but the universe is still gathering the product for building it, or still building it.
If you are also about the healings, I hear it all the time. I'm not healed. I'm so frustrated. I'm not healed yet. We are expecting from our body to work immediately, like 100%, like an Olympian athlete and so on. But what if you can just start to use different language, different sentences, affirmations basically. Like, yeah, I'm not healed yet. Instead of that, oh, my body's working on it. I'm proud,
Yeah,
I'm so
and you
happy.
can also imagine like the little processes in the body, how the capillaries opening more, how the blood flows better, like all these subtle little things that we can't even sense or notice, but you just have that knowingness, just decide to have that knowingness that it is happening right now in your body, and that is also creating the healing.
Can you imagine how many things have to be absolutely aligned to make you basically sit and watch this video? Your eyes, your ears, your blood pressure, your breathing, oxygen levels, and nitrogen oxide, and CO2. I don't know what it is in English, sorry. And, your blood has to have the right values. You have to be kind of full, not too overeaten, because then you want to sleep, and, all these little things. Your back can't hurt, or you would have to change position and do some treatment or massages for it. All these things have to be absolutely in cooperation, and all the cells and tissues and energies have to be
Mental
super aligned in this moment for you, to function certain way. Even though you are dealing with some condition, just acknowledge the body, because the body, I heard one guy saying that when you're very healthy, your body actually manifests with a disease, because it's so healthy, the system, that it's like eradicate, like wants to get rid of this some energy or something bad in your life. It comes to the surface and it's manifesting itself like a disease.
Yeah.
But it's actually saying, hey, look, this is here, this is do something with it, let it go, or heal it, or relax into this, or stop.
That's probably the case most of the time.
I know, I love this, because the body is not doing mistakes, I believe, and it always is communicating with our soul. And how else can we get information than like this, right?
It would be interesting for us to hear as well some of these stories that we shared with you in the comment section, that you had like a feeling that you shouldn't do something, or you had a strong impulse, and how you are feeling supported with the divine energy. Where do you feel it? How do you feel it? How do you sense it? That will be very interesting to hear from you. Don't forget that you are unlimited. And if you would like to share some more time with us, we also have this video here for you next.